feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, and if you've been keeping up with us so far, you know we've been MIA for a little bit. We apologize about that, guys. I actually ended up moving. As you can see behind me, this space might look a little bit different than what you're used to, and the reason why we were gone for a little bit is just because of that. I had to move into this new spot. I also took a little bit of vacation, took a little break, spent some time with the family. That's very important. So we are now back, and hopefully we'll be coming back with regular updates like we did before for you guys. So with that in mind, if you read the title, we are doing a bit of a garage build this time, and the reason why is because I finally have my own garage. This is going to be hopefully the foreseeable future home of Flake Garage for a couple years. So we are hopefully going to maximize this space as best as we can and try to get it into a garage that I'm happy to be in. I'm glad to be in here, and that has all the stuff that I need. There are some compromises I had to make. The reason why is because this is a lot smaller than my old one. I was really hoping I could find a big garage, but within my budget and everything, this is the best I could do. But don't let that get in the way. We are gonna maximize and use this as best as we can. So I'm very excited to have some garage build videos. Today we are focusing on the floor. We are finally gonna be true to our name and have a Flake Garage floor in here. It came out great. I did mess up a couple times on some stuff, and I'm gonna write on the video exactly the parts that I messed up. So if you're thinking about doing this, definitely watch some videos on YouTube that I did that, but as I started working on it and I started running out of time, it made me do some mistakes that you can definitely avoid. So I'll write that on the video wherever I messed up, so you guys don't have to mess up on that. It's not going to be exactly a how-to video. Like I said, there are way better videos out there for that. So this is more just of a progress garage build for me. This is going to be part one. Hopefully we are starting with the floors, but we got plenty of plans for the rest of it as we continue to build on this. So with that in mind, we are going to jump a little bit back in time, and then I'll show you guys as I started doing this and everything, and then we might just jump a little bit forward here so I can show you guys how it all came out. So let's do it. We put the drum roll. Here we are opening the future Home of Flake Garage, and as you can see, it is nothing exciting. There is absolutely nothing in here that looks great. The previous owners did leave this rack, which will have to be taken down and getting out of here. I don't have a need for that because I have my own metal racks, and they're also going to be in the way of getting our trucks in here. Trash cans obviously need to get out of here. There are some stuff here that I brought myself, so we're going to get into that in a minute. But basically everything else back here needs to clear out of the way. All those bricks needs to go somewhere else. Same thing with the mirrors and all of this extra stuff. We do have a water softener, which is very nice as far as my house goes, but it is going to be in the way of my racks most likely. So we will have to work with that here as we try to clean this up. The walls are a little bit dirty also. They need to kind of be wiped down and everything. And like I said, we have some stuff kind of just on there. The floor honestly is not bad. You can tell they were not car people as well, but it does have some scratches and some stuff. So we are hopefully going to clean that up, and then the plan is to epoxy all of this all nice and neat. We do have my epoxy here. After a lot of research, I ended up going with the rustoleum epoxy shield. I know they have another one called the rock solid, but just because of my budget and everything, we are gonna go with this one. Now I am ordering some flakes, so we're not gonna use the flakes that come with that. We are gonna go for a more full, I guess medium to full broadcast, you'd say. But again, we're just sticking with this one. We got some clean and etch for eventually when we get everything out of here and nice and prepped. But yeah, this is it, guys. I'm very excited. Like I said, this is my first actual garage that I own, so I'm very excited about that. Try not to get emotional about it here, but yeah, so basically this space is gonna become the Flake Garage house for the next couple years most likely. So I want to make it into a space that I'm happy with, that I'm excited to come in here and work with. You've seen our previous kind of stuff, and you know, it's not bad, but we have been a little bit messy, so we definitely want to clear that out and get it better here. So with that in mind, we basically have a lot of work to do. It's getting a little bit late in the afternoon, so I want to just at least clean some of this stuff out. I don't have the tools to take this wood rack, so we're probably going to come back to it another day, but yeah, let's get to work.
If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times.
And we have done a lot of cleaning up over the past couple of days. I basically had to take the whole rack off, take all those bricks and everything that was in there, and I come in here and scrub and basically wet, dry, scrub as much as I could out of here. There was a couple paint stains basically on this back area over here that I had to remove, and I tried to do as best as I could, but I think I still left a little bit of paint in there. So I'm hoping right now with the cleaner and the greaser, we're gonna get rid of those last bits of it. We're gonna basically get all this kind of wet, a little bit, pour that out, and then start scrubbing away to get it all out of the way basically. So it's taking a lot of work to get this. I'm on a bit of a time crunch now because we're actually moving in a couple of days. Just because it delayed me having to wait on a lot of this stuff, mainly the flakes and everything that I'm gonna put down. So let's go ahead and get this one done, hopefully here pretty soon. Like always, make sure you're wearing some protective gear, some long pants, some leather shoes or something. That way you don't get any of these chemicals on you. I have some gloves over there I'm about to grab, so we'll get that here in a second. And then the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use Rustoleum's cleaner and degreaser. They kind of have a lot of the products basically ready to do this, so we are using a lot of their products, and I'll show them to you as I go with them. But this is the first one we're gonna use, so let's get to work before it gets even later.
Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning.
All right guys, so we have now finished doing the clean and degreasing in here. And the next step I'm gonna do is use the Rustoleum clean and etch. That's gonna give a surface, more of a kind of grit sandpaper feel to it, and that's gonna basically allow the epoxy to set in place and stick to it a lot better. Honestly, I don't think my floor desperately needs it. There are some sections that do feel rough already as it is, but we already have it, so might as well do it and make sure the whole area is that way. We have our little fan in there. I'm gonna move it out of the way, and then we're gonna get all this done. My wife here is gonna help me kind of do this thing a little bit so we can get it scrubbed and nice and out of the way. So without further ado, let's just jump into using the Rustoleum clean and etch and getting the floor more prepped before we leave and let it dry. So then tomorrow we can finally start applying the first layer of the epoxy coating. Let's do it. Alright guys, so it is now the next day and the floor is, I think, as dry as it's gonna get. It's been over 24 hours since we pretty much washed, etched, cleaned the grease and everything. So I think we're gonna be ready to start putting the actual paint and epoxy down. And they come in this kind of packets. So we gotta mix it in a little bit and then mix it together and we can put it into the floor. So with that in mind, we're just gonna get started. Check it out, guys, it is now pretty much the next day. It's been 24 hours since we did this first coat. And let me show you here how the ground is looking. Look at that. You can see a little shine, a little sparkle in there. That's exactly what we were going for. It's been pretty much drying. I have this kind of spiky shoes to be able to walk in here. I don't want to walk with my shoes on. You probably don't want to do that. You should be able to, maybe with some socks on or something, but I don't want to do that for right now, so we're using our spiky shoes. I'll link you guys on that if you guys want to pick up a set if you're thinking about doing this. But pretty much the garage is good to go for our top coat. So that's what we're going to do here in a second. I got my new roller and pan and everything here. So we are about to open the new one, which is right here in this packet. I'll link you guys in the bottom as well. This is just basically the high gloss clear epoxy top coat from Rustoleum as well. We have our roller again, like I said, our brand new brush. And we're basically gonna do the same thing, just kind of start from that corner and make our way down until it's all covered and we are good to go. You'll see here, we have a lot of kind of loose flake. I was debating whether I wanted to kind of come in and sweep it or get it out of the way, and I think I'm just gonna paint right over it with the other coat. Maybe come in here with the leaf blower really quick and just kind of blow it around a little bit more, so that way it's more kind of spread around, and then just go over it with the clear coat. And I think with that we should have enough grip as well that hopefully it won't be super slippery. I do have the anti-skid additive that we're gonna do, so there's a couple ways you can do that. They recommend you mix it in a bucket before you put it on, and the way I'm gonna do it, just because I don't have a spare bucket at the time, I somehow missed buying one, is I'm gonna come in here and kind of do the same thing I did with the flakes. Basically we're gonna roll it in a little bit and just kind of come and sprinkle the anti-skid, and then do that through the whole garage. And like I said, I have such a heavy coat of these flakes that I honestly hope it's gonna be grippy enough as it is. So let's get to work. Alright, and if you stuck through all of those fast forwards and kind of sped up cleaning and doing all of this, hopefully you did. We are now here on the garage, and I'm gonna show you here the floors so you can see exactly how they came out. And let me tell you guys, these floors came out great. They are not perfect, but I am very happy with them. They definitely make the space look a lot better. Everything looks great, nice and neat. I went with a medium to heavy broadcast on the flakes. That's exactly the look I was going for. I did mess up on some stuff, and hopefully you caught that on the video. Basically, once you're done broadcasting, once you're done with everything here, make sure you clean all those loose flakes out of there. Otherwise, your top coat is just not gonna set properly, and that's exactly where I messed up. So we were managed to get most of the floor here, most of the front part of it, but we definitely had some issues back here on this little lip part. Basically this whole section here did not get a chance to get that top coat, so there are still some kind of loose flakes and stuff here that sometimes come off as you walk in and out of the house, or just kind of in and out of this area. You might have some stuck on your floor, I'm sorry, on your feet. So, but with that in mind, it still looks great. I mean, I'm still very happy with how it looks. Super heavy, medium to heavy broadcast everywhere. super happy with it came out. I think eventually I'm just gonna come in here and do another top coat, make sure I get this whole area, and then make sure I get this all nice and neat as well. But like I said, that's gonna be kind of in the future. Now, if you see in here, we have my trailer in here. We haven't had too much info on this. If you've been following us on Instagram, which I hope you are, you might have seen this come up a couple times. I will do hopefully a full video on how I kind of did this. I don't have a how-to guide, but just kind of an overview of how we did this. There are some stuff that needs to get done on it still, so we'll have that coming up as well. We have my truck here. We have the 88 on the outside, our racks and everything. There is a mess right now. This is how I kind of put it together for now, just to get everything in here and kind of out of the way, so it wasn't just a complete mountain of parts and crap everywhere. Another thing of plans for the garage, at least, is, as you can see here, we have this Barina LEDs. Big shout out to a couple guys. I'll link them in the bottom. They were the ones that gave me the idea for the flakes. I got a great price on the flakes, so I'll link you guys to that if you want to do that. Way cheaper than going through like Amazon or any of these other places. They're basically wanting to charge about $50 per pound or per 5 pounds. And then this other place is super cheap, so I'll link you guys on that. But basically, another plan for this, besides the LEDs, we are gonna do LEDs all over here, have some awesome lighting here for future videos. And then another thing we're gonna do is probably paint the walls, paint all the walls, paint the ceiling as well. I've seen a lot of people do Harbor Gray for the sidewalls, and I've seen some people do Acorn Black for the ceiling. Now, I'm not fully undecided which colors I want to do yet. The gray is not too bad. I just feel like it might be too much gray. Maybe I'll go with a white. Still a little bit undecided. And then the top, the black, I think it looks cool, but it's also going to make this space look even smaller. So I'm a little concerned with that. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? What if you have done maybe a garage build yourself? What colors did you go with? Did you paint your walls? Did you paint your ceiling? Let me know in the comments. I would like to know. But yeah, that's gonna be coming hopefully here in the near future. Part 2 and 3 and 4, who knows. We have a couple other plans for this side. I've seen a couple guys do kind of like a wall mounted power washing station, so I might consider doing that as well. Like I said, lots of plans. I'm planning to be here for a couple years, so we are hopefully gonna make this garage into a space that's gonna be great for our videos. It's gonna be great for just working, hanging out here, and it's a place that's gonna be excited for me to come home and do some stuff out here. So very happy with that, very excited about that. I'm super thrilled to have my own spot, my own garage. And if you're out there looking for a house, I know it's tough. It's been a tough market. It was tough for us to find one, so just hang in there. You guys probably find that it's getting a little rougher with the interest and the pricing, but you guys will probably find one, so stay in there. Another thing we have coming up as well, a little sneak peek here, is the quick jack here. I'm super excited to get this out of the box into where it might stay. We're not supposed to drive over them, so I need to find a good spot to put them, bleed it, you know, get it all that. We'll have a whole video on that, but that's gonna make it so much easier for us to be able to lift the car, switch wheels, you know, do stuff underneath it, which is something we desperately need to do on some of these things. So I'm very excited about that as well. So yeah, like I said, plenty of plans coming up for the channel, the garage, everything. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you've been doing any sort of build on your garage, let me know in the comments. I want to know what's something that you found made it easier for your place. I'm always looking for new ideas and everything, so I'm very excited to have now a spot to be able to make some of those ideas happen. So again, if you've been watching so far with us, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, following us and everything. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.